Hey everyone, welcome back to Nadine's Kitchen. I'm Kailey, Proctor, Oncology Dietitian at Leonard Cancer Institute. In honor of March being National Nutrition Month, today we're going to look at flavors from across the world. It's no secret I love ethnic cuisine for my patient as it adds variety to their diet while also packing in a punch of flavor due to fresh herb, spices, and their slow cooking techniques. Today we have Chef Jonathan who's going to take us on a trip to India. Let's see what he's cooking up. Objectives for this episode include appreciating flavors from different cultures around the world and how to integrate their flavors for those who struggle to eat while on treatment, understand how to add fresh herbs, spices, and seasonings to make meals taste better for patients on treatment, recognize the importance of proper cooking techniques to prevent foodborne illness for those with a weakened immune system.
Good afternoon. Welcome to Nadine's Kitchen. I'm Chef Jonathan Gelman. Today we're going to be taking a little trip around the world, landing in India. We're going to be making some chicken tikka masala, as well as some yellow basmati rice, and some grilled broccolini. First we're going to start off with our chicken. I've got some diced chicken breast here. I'm going to marinate the chicken with a little bit of non-fat Greek yogurt, some ginger, a little bit of garlic, and some spices. We've got some turmeric, a little bit of ground cumin, and some garam masala. We're going to go ahead and mix all that up. And I want to let this marinate for at least 20 minutes. Sometimes you can go as much as overnight, but at least a good 20 minutes.
And marinating is a great way to really infuse the flavor of any proteins that you're making because the flavors really seep in, and especially if you're cooking it over heat, it just really adds in a lot of flavor. Exactly.
So the next thing we're going to do is, while that's marinating, I'm going to prepare the rice. For the rice, I've got a shallow sauté dish. We're going to let that heat up. And I'm going to put a little bit of olive oil in. And one of the things when using some of these spices and herbs is you want to let that oil or butter, whatever you're doing, you want to let that kind of toast up. Gives it, the oils in the spice will release that flavor. So I'm going to put a little cinnamon stick in. I'm going to put my rice in. And I've got a handful of different spices here that we're going to use for the rice. A little black pepper, some more turmeric. I've got a little bit of cardamom, some clove. I've got some onions and tomatoes and some cilantro. And just a pinch of salt. And we'll let that simmer up. And as that starts to toast, then we can add in our liquid.
If you still want to add more flavor to the rice, you can always cook it in a chicken or a beef broth as well. It doesn't need to just be water.
Exactly. So now that that's going, we will talk about another quick little pickle. What I like to do with some of these dishes is what we call quick pickle. So I've got a handful of different vegetables up here. I've got some carrots that I've added some pickling brine to, some fresh jalapenos, and some cucumbers, also some mango. And what I do is I simply take sugar, water, a little bit of spice, and some salt and vinegar, bring it to a boil, and then let that cool off, and I can pour that over any of these fresh vegetables, and usually overnight, or even when the cucumbers sliced nice and thin, within about 10 minutes it takes out a nice pickle flavor. Alright, so now that our rice is nice and toasted with those herbs and spices, you can see it's kind of browning up there. That smell, the aroma really gets up in the air. I'm going to go ahead and add in my liquid. And just give it one last stir. have it come up to a boil. And I'm just going to go ahead and cover that up, turn it on low, and let that go for about 20 minutes. All right? While that is cooking, we're going to swap these pans around, and we're going to go ahead and saute our chicken and get that tikka masala really going here. Again, we're doing all this stovetop today. You can also do this in a slow cooker, but today it's a quick little batch, so I'm not too concerned about slow cooking it, although we're going to simmer it and let it just kind of cook up stovetop. All right?
And as I've said before in previous episodes, slow cooking is a great way also to let the flavors really soak in. You don't even have to eat the food that day. Maybe let it sit overnight, and then you can have it the next day, and that'll really add some more flavor if you're struggling to taste food.
Exactly. And one thing, if you're going to save it for the next day, is you want to make sure you cool it down properly.
Yes, and it should not be out at room temperature for more than 2 hours.
Exactly. So when you cool down products coming out of a cooker or slow cooker leftovers, make sure that they're uncovered and make sure that they're no more than 2 inches thick and in an area in your refrigerator where there's some circulation. Okay?
Perfect. Also, whenever cooking any raw poultry or meat, make sure that you're using separate cooking boards, or you're washing your boards with hot water and soap in between using before cooking or chopping up any fruits and vegetables.
Exactly. Now, while that is cooking on that side, we're going to, again, let this pan come up to heat, and we're going to toast up our herbs and spices, and really, again, like we did with the rice, let that aroma really take place. And I'll say, one thing that we're doing today is that we're doing all this from scratch. Now, they do make all these products that you can buy in the store just to make it easy for yourself, but you can really see what goes into it when we do it from the basics, right? So, this is going. I'm going to take a little bit of some chilies, a little bit of cardamom, some of my coriander seeds, and some mustard seed. Okay. I also love to add some cashew into this. That's a great nutty flavor. And a little cinnamon stick. Now that's coming up. Those are some of the bigger herbs. I'm going to add in, or spices. I'm going to add in our, put that there. I'm going to go ahead and add in our powdered spices and our tomato paste and whatnot as these start to toast up, because these will take a little bit longer to really get that flavor going. Okay? So, see that simmering up? Hear that sound? Add in some of our spices here. Coriander, turmeric, some cumin. Really, all those aromatics start to come through.
And one thing that I love about Indian cuisine is that it's so, it just smells, it's so aromatic. And so if you're struggling with appetite too and you're not too nauseous, it's a great way to maybe get you excited to eat again. Because sometimes the smell of food triggers appetite, so this dish is fantastic for that.
Exactly, you can see that all coming together. Once that, you can really smell, once that comes up, I'm going to add in my tomato paste. Okay. Let that go around, maybe some diced onion, and a little bit of fresh cilantro. I'm going to stir that up. Let's take a look at that rice, see how we're doing. Nice and steamy. Looks good. Another stir. Okay, let me turn that down a little bit. And you can smell that really coming together.
I know you guys are watching from home, but it just smells so good right now.
All right, so we've got a nice, good browning there. Add some of that chicken in. Get that nice sear.
And so to know when the chicken's done, you want to use a meat thermometer and make sure that the internal temperature is about 165 for For seafood, it's going to be 145, and then for any beef products, it'll be 140.
There we go. So as that simmers, we'll go ahead and take another pan here, and we'll start with our sauteed broccolini. So it's really nice if you can kind of time all this together. Sometimes it's good to get certain things done ahead of time and then at the last minute heat them up to a final cooking stage, right? So again, let's just make sure that this browns up nice. Continue that. I'm going to start my pan off here with a little bit of chopped garlic. I'm going to add in, got a little oil in there already, so I'll add in my broccolini. I kind of like to do almost a, set that there please, almost a dry roast. And you'll see what I mean. Very little liquid or oil or fat at this point. Kind of let it char up a little bit. That's coming together. Let's see. We might need to add a little bit more liquid into this rice. Okay, that should be looking pretty good. So, you see those flavors and spices coming together?
Looks good. It smells good. I'm getting hungry.
Well, we're almost there. All right, I'm going to flip these over, let those saute for a few minutes. I'm going to add in some of our sun-dried tomatoes.
And so by cooking the broccolini over heat, that one, it gives you another way to try a different vegetable you might not know you enjoy, and it also makes it a little bit sweeter. It's easier to digest because of the heat. So this is another fun way to, again, add some flavor to what you're cooking and maybe try out some new foods that you haven't tried before.
Very good. Now that our chicken is nice and sauteed and all those herbs and spices have kind of built up this base, we're going to add in a little bit of fresh cream.
Which is great if you're struggling to maintain your weight on treatment. It really adds a lot of calories to any dish.
Stir that in a little bit. We're going to let this simmer. Again, this stovetop method probably takes about 20 to 25 minutes until that chicken's nice and cooked. Again, if you want to do it in a slow cooker, you can do it at a slower pace. So that's looking good, coming together. I want to add in a little bit of salt.
Can never go wrong with salt for adding flavor.
A little salt to our broccolini. And again, this is just a dry roast saute on there, a little bit of garlic. And I think we're getting ready to do a little plating. So we're going to go ahead and clean up a little bit, and then we'll be right back. Well, we're back, and our chicken is cooking. So that nice addition of cream, a little bit of seasoning in there. Everything seems to be coming together pretty well. We checked that chicken. It's at least 170 degrees, so we know that we're good and cooked. And we're just going to simmer that for a few seconds while we get our plating done. All right? I'm going to start with the rice. I'm going to take this over to our board. And again, we're just going to put a couple spoons here. And, you know, I have a low presentation value, so I think I'm going to maybe circle that out. That'll give us a little home for our chicken. I'll put a little bit in the middle there. Okay. And then finally, a little bit of our fresh broccolini. And we can kind of put that maybe around the sides. Just kind of here and there, leaving a little color of that plate visible still. Maybe some of that sun-dried tomato. And then normally I would serve, the condiments on the side, but if we want to take some of our pickled vegetables, maybe put a couple carrots here, maybe a jalapeno, maybe some of those pickled cucumbers, and how about some of that mango, and maybe top it off with a little bit of fried onion. I think we're pretty good there.
Looks beautiful.
All right, well, let's give it a shot. Would you like to taste?
Sure.
Let me get you a little spoon and help yourself there.
Oh, this is always my favorite part.
Dig in. A little warm?
But it's so good.
Excellent. Well, thanks for joining us today. Have a great day.
For more information about oncology nutrition, please visit the American Cancer Society, the National Cancer Institute, or the American Institute for Cancer Research. If you would like to meet with an oncology dietitian or see the services provided at Leonard Cancer Institute, you can go to the following link. See you next episode.